The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Well, all right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this chilly and deep-seed cold Saturday morning, in certain places at least. We welcome you to the Saturday Race Day show. We come to you live and direct from the South Point studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on the fabulous Strip here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And, of course, covering the world on many different platforms that we have, like our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. So we say hi to you. And, of course, for those of you using your devices, your iPhones or your Androids, you get your app at your device store and put it on your iPhone and Android. You can hear us there as well. And, of course, many different locations of podcasting all over the place. And right here at the South Point Studios network, where you can go to YouTube, punch in South Point Studios, and you can see and listen to us right there. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to have you do that, and it's free. So welcome to the Race Day Show on this Saturday morning, however, wherever, whenever you are. And all I can say is most of you are bundling up. Now, here in Las Vegas, believe it or not, our temperatures are rising a little, at least from the, freezing weather that we've had overnight in the mornings. Right now, it's 49 degrees. We're going to get up to 61 today here in Las Vegas. But we're always fast, firm, and perfect in our race books, that's for sure, and today in the sports books as well, with the two big NFL divisional games going on as well. So there'll be a lot of activity here. But indoors is going to be fine. Perfect, fast, firm, and perfect here. But outdoors, oh, that's another situation. Not only that, but across the country, we've got cancellations, folks. I mean, talking about deep freeze weather, it is just frightening cold, freezing cold in a lot of parts of the country, especially going from the mid-south to the East Coast and up, of course, in the southeast as well. So the temperatures are going to be a big problem today around the country. Now, here we have already cancellations. And here they are for today. These are the tracks that were scheduled to run today on our menu, but are not. The big one is Aqueduct. The Big A in New York has canceled racing for today. No racing at Aqueduct because of the deep freeze weather there. If you were watching the races yesterday at Aqueduct, you saw the snow coming down. I mean, it was like a winter wonderland there yesterday at Aqueduct. And so they have canceled the races today at Aqueduct because of sub-freezing weather. That means the featured Interborough Stakes, the handicap there, will be rescheduled. So no Aqueduct today. As you can see, for those of you watching on South Point Studios video at YouTube, you can see that the other four tracks include Laurel Park. That's in Maryland, Laurel Park. They had 4 stakes races scheduled. The Geisha, the Jennings, the What a Summer, and the Fire Plug, all of those stakes races will have to be rescheduled. No racing today at Laurel. For this evening, Charlestown in West Virginia, no mas. Charlestown will also cancel today. No racing at Charlestown today. Now, those are the tracks that canceled throughout the day yesterday and this morning. The earlier cancellations that were pre-announced earlier in the week include Oak Lawn Park and Turfway Park. So Oak Lawn and Turfway will also not be running today because sub-freezing weather. That leaves us 5 racetracks on our original menu for this Saturday as canceled. And there may be more coming because in Southern California right now, They're bracing for some terrible rain weather coming through there. We're going to get some of it here in Las Vegas overnight. And so we will wait and see if they might cancel the racing tomorrow at Santa Anita. But for right now, and we will check in, obviously, with John Lendo a little bit later on, it is a go right now, as we speak, for Santa Anita today. So 5 tracks have been canceled for today across the country. And it looks like this weather might be sticking with us for the next couple of days. So we'll wait and see how many tracks, in addition to Oaklawn and Turfway Park, will also cancel for tomorrow. But that is a little bit ahead of us. We'll just sit here and wait and hope that the freeze will thaw out a little bit so we can get the racing in across the country. So 5 cancellations today. Big racing card, obviously, today is at the fairgrounds. Now, you got 6 stakes races there. You got 2 Grade 3s. One of them, the Lecomte, which is a Kentucky Derby point-getting race. It is in the series of the Louisiana Derby series that is held at the fairgrounds. The comp is one of those in that series, and it holds 20 points for the leaderboard for the Kentucky Derby, and that is today at the fairgrounds. The tracks that have canceled stakes races, of course, Aqueduct, Oaklawn, Turfway Park, all of those tracks will have to reschedule, and Laurel, of course, as well. They'll have to all reschedule those stakes races. Oaklawn is already starting to map out their rescheduling because they've been off all week. So some of the stakes races that are on the calendar before this week are going to be jostled and kind of moved around, so it makes sense for the cancellation this week. And, of course, we still have stakes races, of course, at Santa Anita and Gulfstream Park. So that's the way it sits right now. You had the Kentucky Derby Pari-Mutuel pool, the Future Book pool, Pool 3 that opened yesterday. It continues to move through today and, of course, through halfway through tomorrow, Sunday. So and, of course, today's Lecomte is going to be a race that will obviously have some impact on some of the horses in the Future Book for the Kentucky Derby and their Pari-Mutuel Future Book. Now, remember, it is Pari-Mutuel, which means that when you place the bet, you can place the bet at the odds at the time that you place the bet, but that is not the final odds that you'll get. You'll have to wait until the pool closes on Sunday, tomorrow, and when they tabulate the entire pool and freeze it in, then you'll know the exact price you'll get on the horse that you bet in the Pari-Mutuel if that horse runs and if that horse wins the Kentucky Derby on the first Saturday in May. All righty, and the next race coming up with the Kentucky Derby Future Book points will be the Southwest Stakes at Oaklawn Park. That'll be part of the Arkansas Derby series as well. As far as news around the country, well, I got to tell you, I'm going to try to run through this entire name because the Breeders' Cup Classic winner, White Abarrio, has now a new partnership. This is the person that purchased a part of White Abarrio now. Prince Faisal bin Khalid bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. That's his name. That's that's the Saudi prince that bought a piece of White Abarrio, and I guess White Abarrio will be going in the big Saudi Cup coming up as well. The Jerome winner, drum rolls please. Drum roll, please, has been injured in a workout. He won't make the Triple Crown races, so do not be betting that horse in the Future Book. I'm sure they've already taken him out of that. And as far as any other news, Turf Paradise, the future of Turf Paradise looks like it's uncertain as well, just like Golden Gate is. I mean, these 2 racetracks are in limbo right now. Turf Paradise will hold a meet. That Turf Paradise meet will open on the 29th of this month and run for 57 days. But then thereafter, it's up for grabs. They have no idea where the racing will be at Turf Paradise after they race this short 57-day meet coming up. And as far as Golden Gate, as we talked with John Lendo yesterday, the California Horse Racing Board, as John put it, has kicked the can down the road as far as what's going to go on with the racing dates and Northern California live racing. So we'll wait and see about that. All right. Got a busy schedule. We got Jonathan Hardoon standing by, Rich Ang as well. We got Richie got to give us his selections, his thoughts on the 2 NFL divisional games today. And, of course, we got John Lendo reporting in from Southern California telling us about the weather conditions right now in Southern California. Of course, Jerry J will be along with his Santa Anita selection because there is no racing today at Aqueduct. As far as yesterday was concerned, Aqueduct, they did run. It was snowing there at times, etc., and that racetrack was deep and slow. Let me tell you, the times on the racetrack yesterday at Aqueduct, throw them out the door because they were exceptionally slow. All right? Dylan Davis, what a two-day run this kid's been on. Dylan Davis won his third race of the day yesterday in the sixth race with Perpetual Praise that paid $10.20. That was the seventh winner out of his previous 8 rides. He rode 8 races up till then and won 7 of them. Dylan Davis winning 3 races yesterday at Aqueduct. And, of course, Jose Lezcano and Linda Rice, they doubled up yesterday with winners in the 2nd and the 7th races. The pick 6, nobody had 6. 5, $3,039.50 for the 5s. And, of course, they'll carry it over the next day they race at Aqueduct. Gulfstream Park, a lot of favorites winning at Gulfstream Park yesterday. As a matter of fact, the highest-priced winner came in the last race at $22. There was a $13 winner, and then all the other horses paid less than $10 yesterday at Gulfstream Park. Javier Castellano had a couple of wins yesterday, and he was the rider, the $22 winner in the last race at Gulfstream. As far as Santa Anita was concerned yesterday, remember we were talking about the brief small fields yesterday with only 45 starters before the late scratches yesterday. But I got to tell you, every one of those races were very competitive. Every one of those races, each and every horse had a chance to win. The Redham and O'Neill pairing, owner Redham and trainer O'Neill, won 2 of the first 4 races. Doug O'Neill capped it off with winning the 4th race. So he won 3 out of the first 4 races yesterday, Doug O'Neill did. Jerry J came with a winner. It was bet down, however, in the 5th race. He had the winner there. Elton Singh's another for Antonio Fresu's 2nd win of the day. And Richie Aing came with the winner in the 6th race on the turf at 5 furlongs, trained by Phil D'Amato, obviously. Teen Drama, that horse was also bet down as the favorite. The winner of the 7th race in an upset was See Through It. See Through It with Tiago Piera aboard paid $38 even. And to tell you what the prices were yesterday at Santa Anita, that $38 winner was more than the combined payoffs of all the other winners yesterday at Santa Anita. It was really a lot of favorites there, that's for sure. All the other horses that in the other 7 races at Santa Anita totaled $35.40 yesterday. Pick 6 with that carryover paid decent, $2,329.30. And at Sunland Park yesterday in the Riley Allison Derby, the winner there was Lucky Jeremy. Bill Morey, the trainer there, Christian Ramos was winning his 4th race of the day aboard Lucky Jeremy in the Riley Allison Futurity. That horse paid $380, outrunning A Lot of Luck and surrounded by angels. Steve Asmussen's entry, Crafted, finished last in that race. All right, you got all that you need to know so far. Now we're going to look ahead to today. We'll be back with our racing menu and our handicappers right after this on a busy Saturday, chilly and cold in places, Race Day Las Vegas show for this Saturday. We're going to warm it up with our handicappers, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the Sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Horse players, Los Alamitos has a big Pick Six carryover of over $29,000 this Saturday night. And with the new money to be wagered on Saturday, the total pool could be over $100,000. Remember, racing fans, Los Alamitos offers a traditional $2 Pick Six with no jackpot provisions. Our first post on Saturday night follows the final race at Santa Anita. It should be a great Pick Six sequence at beautiful Los Alamitos Racecourse. And as always, the best of quarter horse racing continues at Los Alamitos Racecourse every Saturday and Sunday night, featuring two of night racing's best bets, the early and late pick fours. Looking for a great spot to enjoy the live racing action? The Vessels Club has a great table just for you. Inside seating and patio tables are available. For reservations, call 714-820-2681. And of course, Burgart Sports Bar is open for every live racing program. The best of racing, a great Pick Six wager, always at Los Alamitos. Remember, we have a Pick Six carryover of over $29,000 this Saturday night.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this busy Saturday show. The sports book back here. Folks are starting to assemble in. There's going to be, of course, the two NFL divisional games and, of course, all the great racing going on in the race book. Separated, of course, because horse players and sports players sometimes like to yell out of turn for the other guy concentrating, that's for sure. But they got it all handled here at the South Point, the only race and sports book in the state that has separate race and sports books for their patrons, but they're close enough that you can just walk on by back and forth and keep up with all the action here at the South Point. Temperatures, 74 degrees in Miami, and it's going to be 60 degrees at in L.A., so at least those two places seem to be okay, and of course the big racing day at Fairgrounds. Let's get started with the menu of racetracks available today in the racebook, simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. I want to remind you the first post times we broadcast on each and every show reflect the start times, the first post times in the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at, right here at the South Point Studios here in Las Vegas. We are in the Pacific time zone. These will be the first post times that roll out in our race books today. Now, if you're listening on the multitude of platforms that we have worldwide, we know you're in different time zones, so adjust to the Pacific time zone from wherever you're at so you get it right. We don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here's the menu for today of the racetracks that are left. And remember, this is the menu as of right now. Could change. There could be other cancellations. 5 tracks is canceled. We've already went through that at the top of the show. Here's the rest of the menu. We begin with Gulfstream Park. Now, Gulfstream Park has a carryover in their Pick Six jackpot of $459,207. That's the cash in there. But if you're a single ticket winner today at Gulfstream Park, they're going to give you $600,000. $600,000 is the guarantee if you're a single ticket winner today at Gulfstream Park. You've got 11 races. The feature race today is the Sunshine Classic at 1 mile and 16th for 4-year-olds and up. The $75,000 feature is the 9th on the card. 7 go to the post before scratches. And Octane is the 7-5 favorite with Edgar Zayas aboard. 11 races today at Gulfstream. First post time is 9:10 Pacific time, 9:10. Then you go to Tampa Bay Downs. Tampa Bay Downs has a Pick Six jackpot carryover, $30,442. They've got 9 races at Tampa Bay and a first post time of 9:30 there. Big racing going on today at the Fairgrounds. 13 races in Bayou Country. 10 a.m. is the first post time there. You got 5 stakes races on the docket today at the Fairgrounds. They'll roll out like this. The 4th race will be the $100,000 Duncan F. Kenner Stakes, 5.5 furlongs on the turf for 4-year-olds and up. 7 go to the post before any scratches. It's a good competitive race. As a matter of fact, lukewarm favorite at 3-1 is Sosa Summer with Louis Saez aboard. Then you go to the 9th race, the $100,000 Marie G. Krantz Stakes at 1 mile and 16th on the turf for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. A field of 9 goes in this one before any scratches. The 5-2 favorite there is Tufani with Mr. Curtis aboard. Then the 10th race is the Silver Bullet Day for 3-year-old fillies at 1 mile and 70 yards in the Fairgrounds Oaks series here, the Silver Bullet Day. Again, 1 mile and 70 yards for 3-year-old fillies. 8 go to the post in this one. and the favorite at 2-1 is West Omaha with Luis Saez aboard. Then you got the Colonel R. Bradley Stakes. That's the 11th. A mile and 16th on the turf for 4-year-olds and up. 9 go to the post in this one. And the 5-2 favorite there is Beatbox with Joel Rosario. Rosario down at the fairgrounds riding today. Then the 12th race is the Louisiana Stakes, grade 3 at $175,000, mile and 16th for 4-year-olds and up, a field of 7 before scratches. Favoritism will be between Saudi Crown at 8-5 and Smile Happy at 9-5. That's the Louisiana Stakes, the 12th. And then the 13th and final race is the Kentucky Derby 20-point getter, the LeCompte, part of the Louisiana Derby Series. $200,000 grade 3 at a mile and 16th for 3-year-olds, a field of 8. Jonathan Hardoon gave us the heads up that Nash might be scratched in that race, so that would leave a field of 7, not official yet. But the favorite in that race, prohibitive favorite at that, is Track Phantom at 9-5 with Joel Rosario aboard. And, of course, Track Phantom, named after one of our handicappers on the show once in a while, Dave Valento. All right, that's the races at the fairgrounds. First post time at the fairgrounds is at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. first post at the fairgrounds today. And their pick 6 carryover, a regular pick 6 carryover, by the way, $18,862 today at the fairgrounds. Big day of racing there. First post time again, 10 a.m. Sunland Park has 9 quarter horse races today. Their first post time is 11:25 at Sunland. Then we go to Santa Anita. Hopefully the rains will stave off any cancellations there. Santa Anita is ready to rock and roll at 12:30. Their feature race is the grade 3 La Cañada at a mile and 16th for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. That's the 8th on the card. 8 go to the post before scratches. Midnight Memories is your 6-5 favorite with Juan Hernandez aboard. 9 races today at Santa Anita. Santa Anita's first post time today is at 12:30 first post at Santa Anita. Golden Gate, Northern California, has 8 races. Golden Gate has a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $22,457. First post time for 8 races today at Golden Gate is at 12:45. Then we get to Delta Downs. They've got 9 races. Their first post time is 3:05 at Delta. Los Alamitos wraps up this menu after the cancellations. 9 races today at Los Al. 2 thoroughbreds, 3 mixed breed, 4 quarter horses makes up the 9 race card at Los Al. And their first post time is at 6 p.m. They have a pick 6 carryover today at Los Alamitos tonight. First post time, 6 o'clock. Their carryover in the regular pick 6 there, $29,854. And that is your menu of tracks left today across the country. All right, time to get to Jonathan Hardoon. Let's go. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. Listen, we've got cancellations at many racetracks, some of them with key races in it, but the one track that's got the big racing card today, Fairgrounds, it's still on.
It is. New York, it's freezing. It's a beautiful day in New York, but it is cold, Ralph. It's like 7 or 8 degrees, and hopefully they run tomorrow.
7 or 8 degrees right now? Man, oh, man. Now, we do know that the Aqueduct Racetrack does have, it's been conditioned, winterized, but nevertheless, the jockeys haven't been winterized much more than wearing a little bit extra clothing.
Yeah, an extra layer or two, but that track is so deep, Ralph. They're adding chemicals to it, and it is as slow as I've seen it in a long time. Not only that, when you mix in the wind factor and everything else, you're going to get a lot of slow times, and that's what they had yesterday. And by the way, again, speed certainly ruled.
Oh, yeah, but that track was really slow yesterday, Jonathan. Man, that was almost snail-like, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Dylan Davis.
It was like the harness.
Yeah, Dylan Davis is. Yeah, it is like harness. Dylan Davis is certainly, in the zone right now, isn't he?
He certainly is. I think he won 6 or 7 races in a row over the 2 days, and then he finally missed one, but he came back and won another race. He's been on fire, and this is the time of the year when he really shines, when all the big boys are out of town for the most part. You know, Trevor McCarthy, Jose Lozcano, Dylan Davis, Kendrick Carmouche, they step to the head of the room, and they take advantage of these few months that they're here alone, and they really clean up purse-wise.
Well, some of those big boys are down in Louisiana today at the fairgrounds for the big racing card there. I know we've got 5 stakes races. I want to first get your opinion of the big race, at least for the 3-year-olds, the Lecomte today. And I understand that Nash has been scratched, or no?
Oh, no. Nash was never scratchy.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
said Cox didn't scratch one of the 3 horses he had entered, one
Yeah.
of the 3 horses, and he's scratching Awesome Road.
Awesome Road is
going to
canceled. Okay.
Right, not Nash. Nash is the big gun in the race. Nash was beaten by Track Phantom last time out at Fairgrounds on the square. Track Phantom made the lead that day, and speed was good, and Nash gave it up. But today, Nash is drawn inside. I don't know if he's giving it up so fast, and Track Phantom may have to sit off of Nash today because I don't think Nash is giving up the lead.
So, in other words, Nash will probably be the pace setter in the race, and Track Phantom will be stalking. Do you see any other horses in the race that might be able to upset their scenario?
Well, if they get into it and they go head and head, well, that'll set things up for the other Cox horse, Ethan Energy. I mean, this horse ran well last time out when breaking his maiden. He's lightly raced, only 2 career starts. Now he runs against the big boys, but the race could set up well for him. But again, you're not making money in that race. I don't think you're fooling anybody. I think the favorites look to be better than the rest of them.
Well, we got some nice races for 3-year-old maidens, and they're full fields, too. The second race saw 14 entries in that, so there'll be some scratches for 3-year-old maidens. The 8th race, the same thing. There's 16 in that race for 3-year-old maidens, so we might see some, kind of classy 3-year-olds go to the post in that one. And the 5th and 6th races, 5th race, 3-year-old maidens has 10. 6th race, 3-year-old maiden fillies has 12, so they're bringing out the sophomore class today, that's for sure. But in the other stakes races, the interesting race is going to be the one before the Lecomte. That is the Louisiana Stakes, for one reason only. One of the favorites, the 9-5 second choice on the morning line, Smile Happy, trained by Kenny McPeak, is the horse that absolutely gave him tremendous trouble when he ran in the Stephen Foster Stakes on July 1st. That was held at Ellis Park because of problems at Churchill Downs. It was about a 10 or 15-minute delay. They had to walk him backwards up to the starting gate, and he's a very, very headstrong horse. Now, they've been working with him, but he's in this race today. He finished 5th, by the way, in the Stephen Foster that day. But it'll be interesting to see how they handle him going to the starting gate for the start of the Louisiana Stakes today.
Well, he's his own boss, Ralph. There's no question about it. He has so much talent. The problem is he's a head case. It took them 15 minutes to get to the gate last time when they were on the track. They held things up. I mean, it's not even fair to the other horses, to be honest with you. So they've been working with him. But again, if he decides to pull his antics, that certainly can't be helpful to him. You don't want a horse that's a bit of a head case and leaves his race, in the post parade before he gets a chance to run it. So when you're dealing with horses like that, especially at short prices, you really have to think twice.
Well, of all the other races today, and it's going to be a great day of gambling, too, at the fairgrounds, the Lecomte might be a short price, but there's a lot of competitive races thereafter. The Silver Bullet Day for the 3-year-old fillies, that thing seems to be wide open if you can get by West Omaha.
Yeah, well, that West Omaha will be tough to get by. If you're looking for some value, the 11th race, a mile and a 16th on the turf, there's an interesting horse in there, number 6, who took the money. This horse is listed at morning line. He certainly likes fairgrounds. 3 wins, 2 seconds out of 5 starts there. And again, he's listed at a ridiculous 8-1. I think that's a pretty good betting opportunity. Number 6, who took the money in the 11th out of all those fairground stake races, that's the one that offers the most value.
And I could tell you this, we'd love him to keep the name. Who took the money? We did, with a win in the Colonel E.R. Bradley Stakes. Sean Parker is the rider there, the 6th in the 11th race. We'll make that a pick for you.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Good. All right. Anything else before we get started with any other picks?
No, that's it. We can go to Gulfstream and look at race number 6 for the first of our 2 radio plays. And I like the number 3 horse in here, Rhymes Like Dimes. This is a 5-year-old from the Javier Gonzalez barn. This is a steady horse. He fires every time. Jesus Rios aboard to ride. He's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. I like number 3, Rhymes Like Dimes, to win today's 6th race out at Gulfstream Park.
All right, let's get the 6th race winner, number 3, Rhymes Like Dimes. Let's hope that the dimes can turn into dollars for us in the 6th race, the 3, Rhymes Like Dimes. That at Gulfstream Park, the 3 in the 6th race at Gulfstream. And you got to play at Santa Anita?
I do, 7th race, but again, this is turf only. Hopefully they remain on the grass and the rain stays away, at least for today. I like the number 1 horse in here, Sea Dancer, 3-year-old filly from the Tim Yakteen barn. Yakteen looking for his first win of the meet. However, it's got about 8 or 9 seconds, so his horses are all running. He's just not been very lucky. Frankie Dettori aboard to ride. She's an improving horse, getting better with each start. Last time out, she was stuck out in the 10 post. Now she draws the rail. She gets Lasix for the first time. Number 1, Sea Dancer, wins today's 7th race out at Santa Anita.
Santa Anita's 7th race, the 1, Sea Dancer, Jonathan Hardoon's play for the race day listeners. Frankie Dettori aboard the 1 in the 7th race at Santa Anita. Don't forget, okay, so he doesn't have Aqueduct today, but he's got a full sheet for Fairgrounds today, folks. He did a full sheet for Fairgrounds along with Santa Anita and Gulfstream Park. Tell them where to get it, Jonathan.
Then go to the website at JONHARDOON.com.
All right, wrap yourself up, get warm, and have another hot cup of coffee. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right, we're going to be right back with Rich Eng. He's got a thought or two about some NFL games today, along with a pick at Santa Anita. Don't go away on the busy race day show. We'll be right back.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Okay, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this busy Saturday show. We're going right out now to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie.
Well, all I can say is it's finally day one of the 2 days of the NFL divisional round. Today we have the Texans at the Ravens at 1:30, kickoff here in Las Vegas, and the Packers will, I guess, play the 49ers. Maybe a lot of Packer fans think they'll beat them today. That'll kick off at 5:15 on Fox. First game on ESPN. Those are Pacific times. Any late action going on in any one of these two games as far as the point spreads and totals?
Well, I know when I emailed in my selections and the point spreads, they were 9.5 for both sides. But I just checked literally 60 seconds ago, and I see some 10s popping up in the Packers 49ers game, meaning the 49ers are favored by 10 now instead of 9.5 in many books.
What about weather? I know it's going to be cold, obviously, in Baltimore, but what about the 49ers? Are they expecting rain in their stadium?
I haven't seen that, but it's Northern California, so,
Mhm.
so you just got to wait a while. But I don't expect the weather to be a factor at all in that game.
All right, those two games, obviously, in outdoor arenas, so we'll wait and see about the weather conditions there. Give me picks.
Well, the first game, 301, 302, the Texans and the Ravens. Ravens are favored by 9.5. I got to go with the Baltimore Ravens, Ralph, and lay the lumber. The thing that the Ravens remember from 4 years ago when they were the number one seed and then they got blown out by the Tennessee Titans was, you've got to come with your A game no matter who you're playing against. CJ Stroud's a red hot rookie, but this Ravens defense is the best defense they've had since they last won the Super Bowl against the 49ers many years ago. But I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson to really have a big game. We'll lay the 9.5 there.
Got to tell you, those two quarterbacks, those are the quarterbacks of the future. They are dynamic, and it should be a hell of a game anyhow. What about the Packers and 49ers with two young quarterbacks, dynamic as well?
Well, I'm going to switch sides and take the dog here, Ralph. And one of the angles for me is that the Packers are playing tremendous football. Jordan Love is playing tremendous football, quarterback. And there is film that the Packers have been studying as far as a blueprint to try to upset the 49ers, because both the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals both went into San Francisco and beat them at their field. So, I think there's a blueprint for the Packers to really give them a heck of a football game. Plus, there's always the backdoor cover when you're getting plus 10. So let's go with the Packers plus the 10.
All right, you're going to lay the lumber with the Baltimore Ravens. You're going to take the point spread with the Green Bay Packers, and those are bet numbers 302 and 303, respectively, here in Las Vegas. But with all those young quarterbacks playing in the playoffs here, they should be exciting games, that's for sure. Now let's get to your selection at Santa Anita. Hopefully, we'll get that in before any of the weather may prevent any racing going on in Southern California. You have your Santa Anita sheet available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Where are we going, Richie?
Let's go to the stakes race 8, the La Cañada. A heavy favorite is going to be the 6 Midnight Memories for Baffert. But I think a horse that she upset the last time, Desert Dawn, the 4, can turn the tables and gets a big rider switch to Flavion Pratt. I think that could be the deciding factor. So let's go 25 win place 2 for the ROI. Number 4, Desert Dawn in race 8, the stakes, the La Cañada.
Yes, the 8th race, the La Cañada. You like the 4, Desert Dawn at the Southern California racetrack. Number 4, Desert Dawn with Flavian Pratt aboard your selection on the show in the 8th race at Santa Anita off of that nice winner, but bet down as it was, but it was a nice winner yesterday as well, Richie. So let's keep the mojo going. We will talk to you tomorrow, and we'll have your thoughts about the NFL rounds, divisional rounds tomorrow as well. Thanks a lot, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right. As you can see on the clock, we're running a little bit late, so we're going to go right to John Lindo standing by right now because we're very interested to find out how the weather is right now in Southern California. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing today?
Well, I'm doing fine. It's getting a little bit warmer in the mornings, if I could say that. Warm from the deep freeze that we had overnight a couple of days ago. And so it's warming up a little bit. We're getting the clouds over here, which means there could be rain coming. And if rain's coming, usually that jet stream means it came from California. What's the deal?
Well, we're expecting rain later today. We're thinking right now the forecast says early afternoon, so maybe between 1 and 2 o'clock. And so we should get the card in. I don't think it's going to be a ton of rain, but we'll see how it affects the second half of the card. So if you're playing that late pick 5 or even that coast-to-coast bet that involves races 5 and 6 at Santa Anita, wait as long as you can to put those wagers in to see what the conditions are so, you don't get caught in the switch.
And that coast-to-coast, the $1 coast-to-coast pick 5 today covering races from Santa Anita and Gulfstream Park has a expected post time of around 1:06 p.m. Pacific time. That's about a little after 1 o'clock Pacific time. And it will feature sequentially in order the 9th at Gulfstream, the 10th at Gulfstream, and the 11th at Gulfstream. They're going to go 3 races at Gulfstream and then wrap it up with 2 races at Santa Anita, the 5th and 6th races there, right, John?
Right, and the 5th race at Santa Anita is on the grass, so we'll have an idea by then, what the weather's like. So yeah, wait as long as you can to play that coast-to-coast bet, and it's a good sequence today. Let's hope it stays intact.
John, I got to tell you, they were short fields yesterday, but boy, they were competitive. Even the short-priced horses, you couldn't really, nobody could find a singleton in that pick 6 carryover yesterday.
No, there were some bet down favorites that won, but like you say, there was nothing that just stood out. Well, this is a single, this is a gimme. There was no free spot in that pick 6. And then when C-Thruett won the 7th race, that killed a lot of tickets. And you end up getting $2,300 on that dollar pick 6. They wagered $729,000 into the pick 6 that started with 100. So, almost $830,000 in that wager. That was a good pool.
Now, John, I know that you'll be concentrating on the coast-to-coast Pick 5 and racing at Santa Anita, but I also know that you peruse around the country when there's big race days, and there certainly is one at the fairgrounds. Any thoughts about the Lecomte today?
The Nash, obviously, and Track Phantom, they're the speed of the race. The interesting horse for me to watch is Can Group, who ran so well to run 4th in the British Cup juvenile turf. He moves back to the dirt today. He's got a wicked leg kick and got that long stretch at the fairgrounds. They're going to test him today on the dirt, and there's going to be pace in front of him. So let's see if he handles the dirt here in this experiment.
No question about that. That's for sure. The setup is going to be in his favor, I think, in that race. And, of course, Jonathan Hardoon thought that Ethan Energy would also be set up for a nice run. So if those early pace setters, anticipated pace setters, and the favorites start getting leg weary in that long stretch at fairgrounds, these guys might just pick up the pieces, that's for sure. But great racing across the entire card today at the fairgrounds. They got, I think, 4 big races for maiden special weight races, and they're full fields there. So wait and see if there might be a star in the making coming out of fairgrounds today in those races.
Yeah, and you've got 13 races today there, so pace yourself. It's a long day at the fairgrounds.
No question about that. I know that we're missing Aqueduct and a few other racetracks, but I got to tell you, as long as Santa Anita, the fairgrounds, and Gulfstream stay intact, we'll be okay today for playing. Now, your Lindo report covers all the races today at Santa Anita, plus the coast-to-coast Pick 5. You also go through the coast-to-coast Pick 5 and suggest a coast-to-coast Pick 5 wager, as you do with the late Pick 4 wagers at Santa Anita. You also give a suggested late Pick 4 there. All of that, plus the goodie information that we talk about all the time, available right now in one comprehensive sheet, and that is the Lindo report right here, only here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge exclusively, and it's complimentary to the folks out there playing the races today at the South Point. They love horse players here, and they sure do love the John Lindo's report. All right, John, let's get a winner up to Santa Anita.
I'm going to go to the 7th race and take on John Hardoon today. And like John, I want this race to stay on the grass. If it stays on the turf, number 9, American Dreammaker, missed the break first time out of the box, but really finished well and galloped out like a train. I think he's going to love the 9 furlong distance. With a little better start, he won't have to make up as much ground. And I just think he's got a lot of improvement in him. Excuse me. So maybe you've got John Hardoon's horse Sea Dancer in front at the 8th pole, and number 9, American Dreammaker, running at him late. Maybe that's the exacta box for me. Number 9, American Dreammaker, race number 7, Santa Anita.
Well, we know it's going to be a Siraco exacta box play. That's for sure. You guys gave me a Siraco play. You like the 9, American Dreammaker, the 9. And as you suggested, it is very possible that these 2 horses with you and Jonathan can run first and second. So that's the exacta box. The Siraco play is the 1991. Your selection, however, is the 9 in that 7th race at Santa Anita. Quick thought about the Las Ciénegas. Oh, I'm sorry, the La Cañada. La Cañada, right?
Midnight Memories. You look at her route form; it's really, really good. She's 3 out of 4 going 2 turns. She ran down Desert Dawn when Desert Dawn had a perfect trip last time. I don't see any reason to change the result. Chalky race to me. Midnight Memories over Desert Dawn.
All right, you got it, my man. And don't forget, folks, that Lindo report here covers all these races at Santa Anita and the Coast to Coast Pick 5 today. It's free of charge here at the South Point, that's for sure. Always fast, firm, and perfect in this book as well. Thanks a lot, John, and hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed that that rain holds off. What about tomorrow? Do the predictions still the same?
Yeah, rain coming in tonight. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. If I hear of anything during the day today, I will put it out on my Twitter account. You guys posted my Twitter handle on the broadcast here on the YouTube channel. So you've got that. It's at John Lindo 60. And so if I have any changes or whether we race tomorrow or not, I'll get that out there as quick as I can.
All right, you got it, John. Thanks so much, and we will talk to you tomorrow, rain or shine.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right, that's John Lindo. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz. All right, let's take a look. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
What's the hat say today?
This is from the beautiful city of Seville in Spain.
Seville, Spain. All right, okay.
Right.
All
the
right.
home of the flamenco.
Now, Jerry, of course, there's no racing today at Aqueduct. It's canceled. But yesterday, I mean, the times were so slow at Aqueduct that, it looked like harness racing times.
Right, but interestingly, it was a very strong speed bias.
Yeah.
Horses couldn't make up ground. It didn't seem like there was in the third and fourth race. There was a little bit of movement, and then after that, it was just like a merry-go-round race. The horses took positions, and that's how they finished at the end. So we make a note of that. You can make a note of that out there, and that means that horses who had the lead, I'm going to probably downgrade a little bit, and horses who were trying to make up a little ground, I would upgrade in my handicap.
And that's for your speed figures for when they return to the races in their next start, right?
Well, it's both a matter of the speed figures and also the general impression the horse makes on me. A horse that's attempting to close against the bias of the track, he's sort of suggesting to me that he's in there, he's trying, he's maybe getting a little healthier, has a little more upside to him. So that sort of thing. And okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, and racing over a slow and tiring track as they did yesterday, even though the speed was, holding, obviously, because a lot of come from behinders just couldn't get a hold of that racetrack. That's, I think, going to be somewhat, really, some extra conditioning for them.
Maybe so, Ralph. I mean, back in the day, there was Philadelphia Park was a very slow track, and the Meadowlands was a very fast track in terms of it produced fast times, and it was a tighter track, and we used to get a lot of great plays at the Meadowlands. That was what the thoroughbred Meadowlands. Horses shipping in from Philadelphia Park who raced over a heavier, tiring surface. So there is. I certainly believe that to be true.
Okay, well, there's one power page today, and that's for Santa Anita. And, of course, they can get the power pages at your website, jerryjspowerpage.com. And, Jerry, I guess we're going to try to extract a couple of plays out of you today.
Yeah, I guess so. So the first one I'm going to give you is in race number 2. This horse, next to all the horses in my contenders list, they get a number. It's what I call the accumulated power number, APN. Houndstooth got a number of 12.5, and the next one down, Bullish Bomber, was only 11.0. That's a pretty nice 1.5 points in the APN is pretty good for a 5-2 shot in the small field. So I'm going to use him as my first play of the day. I'm going to use the 5 as a key in race number 2, as long as I get 2-1 or better. Play the 5 over the 3-4-6, maybe do some reverses 3-4-6 over the 5. But my first play will be race number 2, number 5. And then we'll go to race number 5.
All right. In the second race, you like the 5 Houndstooth. The 5 Houndstooth is your play here for all the reasons you just stated. Your link-ups are going to be 3, 4, and 6. And, of course, you always reverse because if you're just a little bit wrong and the horse is live and runs there with the link-up, you want to make sure you cash. So the 5 over 3, 4, 6, and reverse 3, 4, 6 in the 5. The 5, of course, is the win bet and the key. And we're going to the 5th race next, you say?
Yeah, that's what my featured play is, Ralph. Maximum Capacity, the 2-horse in race number 5. And here again, you see about 1.5 points from 1 APM from my top-rated horse to my second-rated contender, which is Potential Span. I like Maximum Capacity an awful lot. First time he went on the turf, he ran a really nice race. It was a real fast come home. He wasn't really up to it at the time. The second time out, he showed really big speed and tired a little bit. Last time out was on the dirt, where he showed some conditioning. I think this horse is still developing very nicely, an early three-year-old or late two-year-old, however you want to look at it. And we're down in a claimer for the first time, which is often a good idea. I like the 2 an awful lot in race number 5. I'll play the 2 over the 5, 6, 7, 8. Do reverses, but the 2, maximum capacity, race number 5 at Santa Anita.
All right, fifth race
Yeah.
at Santa Anita. Hopefully it stays on the turf because we know there's some rain coming through the area. Hopefully it'll be after the races are over today. But that 5th race is the anchor in the early pick 5 and early pick 4, and also is in the pick 6 today at Santa Anita. The 5th race, a pivotal race on the card. You like number 2, maximum capacity with Umberto Rispoli. The 2 in the 5th race over 5, 6, 7, and 8, and reverse. That's your play there in the 5th race at Santa Anita. And believe it or not, folks, we got Jerry gave us 2 pieces of the early pick 5 there. 2nd race, the 5, 5th race, the 2. And Jerry, one more quick question. I had somebody ask me, when you do the ratings and all that, and you put your power page ratings on the ratings of the horse, do you take into consideration any of the morning workouts that the horses have, like you might with horses that have speed or jockey changes, et cetera? Do you do that at all?
Not really, but okay, we have 2 sets of numbers.
Uh-huh.
One is the power page number, which is on the lower, the typical power page.
Right.
And that's based strictly on the speed ratings the horses run on the tracks.
Right.
The APNs, I do take into account whether they've worked out or not worked out, but I don't get too deeply into the workouts themselves. I'll leave that to the handicap.
All right, you got it. And so we wrap up this busy Saturday race day show by telling everybody out there to stay warm, enjoy the races and the football games. We'll be with you tomorrow morning, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Jerry, one more thing. Say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.